Man, I was kind of sweating buckets out here. I had my KD jersey on. I was getting ready to, face the slander by some of my friends. But oh man, KD, Team USA, they pulled it through. And here I am, 2:17 in the morning. I just gotta talk about this game. This was incredibly well done by the USA. Let's get right into it. Welcome to Speak True Sports. My name is Sparsh, and today we are going to be covering the USA and Australia semifinals men's Olympic basketball game. So let's just take a quick look at the score. And the final score was 97-78. USA wins the game by 19, leading by as much as 23 points. Now, you're saying, okay, this is a blowout game. Why are you kind of covering this, right? Well, the final score, it really doesn't tell the entire story. There was so much that was going on, especially in the first half. The USA, they were down by 6 in the first quarter, 24-18, right? They didn't really have a good offensive output over there. Shots weren't falling. Players were a bit off. But the second quarter comes, and oh my God, it starts to get even worse. The USA were absolutely down terribly. Down by as much as 15 points, where there was a point where Australia was up 41-26. The USA just couldn't make a shot for their life. And somehow, some way, KD leads that charge. He is able to really protect the rim. And thanks to his leadership, the USA was able to get down by 3 by the half. I did not see this getting this close by the half, but they just managed to do it. Anyway, so when we just look at the stats by the halftime, because this game was really, really close. Like, I took a look at the previous video covering, my predictions for the USA and Australia game, and I said that the USA would win, but it's going to be really close, right? And the USA would have to be able to sink their shots, be able to take less threes, and find a way to get themselves in the paint and get more rebounds. And I took some notes of the stats by half, and the USA had 64% shooting from the 2-point shot area compared to Australia's 44%. The USA, they have a much better mid-range shooting team, and like I said in the previous video, they should be able to take more of those shots so that they can get higher offensive efficiency. These guys are definitely much better getting to the rim, getting the layups, getting the dunks on the fast break, right? And it was there was a point in the first quarter, I guess, like the USA did not make a single shot from 3 to save their life. The USA, they shot terribly from 3 in the first half, 15% from 3 compared to Australia's 47. Australia shot 47% from 3. They were just the hotter team that half. They were also playing better team ball as well. USA had 7 assists compared to Australia's 11. Then again, the assists, yeah, they're low because the USA, they just couldn't make a single shot to save their life at all. Now for the rebounding end, the USA, they were able to hold up. Like I said, when you're facing these more physically defensive teams, be prepared for a challenge in the rebounding end. USA only had 17 rebounds compared to Australia's 18. And then for the turnovers, this was pretty interesting because the USA was turning the ball over a lot in the first quarter and especially in the second quarter when Australia was up by 15. But then right as the USA, led by Kevin Durant, get that run going, Australia was making lots of really bad passes and lots of other unnecessary turnovers as well. So, like I said, USA 8 turnovers to Australia's 9, right? That mishandling of the ball by Australia, that's what allowed the USA to get back so close in the game. And another thing that USA was doing pretty well, they were also starting to turn up their defensive efficiency as well. KD being that rim presence, right? And Team USA, they had 3 blocks and Australia had none in that half. And the USA also had 6 steals compared to Australia's 5, right? The Australian team, they're known to be better defensively. So to see the USA pick it up in the second quarter, that's a good sign to see. I told my friends while I was watching this game, having a talk with them, I was like, you know what? They were down by 15, but they managed to get down by 3, and it's only halftime. I'm not worried one bit. Now let's talk about the second half. This is a bit shorter because the second half was pretty much a result of what happened in the third quarter. And in the third quarter, the USA, they win by 22 points in that third quarter. Team USA, they just had a quick punch right at the beginning of the quarter with a 12-0 run led by KD and Tatum. Levine also had some really nice dunks and shots as well. And I mean, in the fourth quarter, it was pretty much over, right? The scoring was tied in that fourth quarter, 23-23. At that point, USA wins that game. They take great control of that second half. They're going to the finals, and Australia will be competing in the bronze medal match against the loser in the France and Slovenia match that's going to be happening at 7 a.m. Eastern Time. Now let's just talk about the players for a bit. So, when we're looking at Team USA, again, the biggest performers, Kevin Durant, Jrue Holiday, Zach LaVine, Devin Booker. Jason Tatum also came up with some pretty great shots in that run as well. So Kevin Durant, 23 points, 10 for 19 shooting. I said in that previous video, find that guy to go to. Maybe it doesn't even have to be one. It can be 1 or 2, right? Kevin Durant shot 10 for 19, 53% from the field goal, 9 for 12 from the 2-point line, and in that mid-range area. But, like I said, the 3-point shot. Oh, man, he took a lot of them. He only made 1 out of 7, right? That was really key to, their big deficit in that second half. But once he was able to turn it up, get more shots in the mid-range, get more pull-up shots, right? That's what was able to help the USA really get back into it. And he finished with the highest efficiency in the game with 28. Now, some other key performers, Devin Booker. He was at number 2 guy in this game. 20 points on 7 for 10 shooting. He shot better from 3 compared to Kevin Durant, 3 for 5, right? And 2 for 5 from the mid-range. Again, amazing performance by Devin Booker, finishing with an efficiency of 22. And some other key performers, Jrue Holiday. He was a great playmaker for Team USA as well. 11 points, 5 for 11, but he also had 8 rebounds and 8 assists. Jrue Holiday, what a great guy to be there, grabbing those rebounds. Same with Bam Adebayo, 8 rebounds. And also, I forgot to mention, Kevin Durant had 9 rebounds this game as well. So those 3 guys, they were the ones that were able to really protect the paint for Team USA. And that's what was able to help them really establish dominance over Australia in this game. Now, when we look at the totals for Team USA, they shot better compared to the halftime stats that I was mentioning earlier, finishing 51% from the field goal, right? 63% from the 2-point area. So the 2-point shots didn't really change too much. They were fine there. But the 3-point shot, still terrible, right? I mean, yeah, it improved, but eventually when you keep chucking up more shots, especially with those kind of players, eventually some are going to go win, right? 9 for 28, not a good performance from the 3. Luckily, they were able to really hold up with other shot selection against Australia, and luckily Australia was shooting really poorly in that second half and near the end of the second quarter, which allowed the USA to really get that lead and that win against Australia. Now, just looking at the Australian box score, some of the key performers tonight, Dante Exum, he was really hot in the first half. I think he had around 11 points in that first half, but there was a point near the end of the second quarter where he was kind of holding his back, and I wasn't really sure if he would return in the game or not. Dante Exum, he has some pretty bad injury history, playing around like 40-something games within the past few years, right? So it's to see that injury happen during this time, it wasn't really a good sign for Team Australia. Patty Mills, he was also one of the better performers for Team Australia, but he didn't really shoot that great this game. Though he shot 3 for 5 from 3, he had some pretty hot shots in the first half. His final shooting percentage was 36%, and that's the 2-point and the 3-point, right? Getting 15 points, and he finished with an efficiency of 20, right? Jock Landale was also one of their better players as well, with 11 points and 7 efficiency, but we didn't really see much from the other guys from Team Australia, right? Joe Ingles didn't really shoot too many shots, though he did shoot a good percentage. Didn't really shoot a high volume compared to Patty Mills, so we can't really say, if he really played well or not. He didn't really get many touches in this game. That probably would have been a good break from Patty Mills for sure. That definitely might have been a way to sort of generate some other style of offense, whether it be from like the 3 by him. But unfortunately, that just wasn't it for Team Australia. And when we look at Team Australia's final shooting percentages, it started to go down, right? 41% from the mid-range, right? 40% of those were 2-pointers and 42% from 3, right? So that was sort of the key to USA winning, right? Australia finishing with 15 turnovers, right? Even though compared to USA's 16th, Australia had a lot of key turnovers that led to a lot of USA points. And if we just sort of look at the team comparison, right? This is a much better sort of breakdown that you can sort of visualize it well. And you can always see this at the FIBA.basketball site, right? These good charts can always help you sort of visualize it, right? USA, 44 rebounds compared to Australia's 29. Again, led by KD, Adebayo, and Holiday. This was a good thing to see by Team USA really get there. 30 defensive rebounds and 14 offensive rebounds. Great hustle by them. And then again, this score evolution, right? You can see the USA just established dominance, right? Once they were down, right? They weren't really leading until the third quarter started. They went on that 12-0 run, and it was pretty much over from there. USA just couldn't miss, right? And like I said earlier, their biggest lead was by 23 compared to Australia's 15. This was a great game to watch, and I'm really excited to see what USA is going to do now that they're in the finals. They're going to be waiting against France and Slovenia, and my prediction in the previous video was that France would win this one. I think France is probably going to be one of the hardest, if not the second hardest opponents that USA will face. I thought that Australia was definitely the first one because they're one of the better defensive teams, and Patty Mills, absolutely electric scorer. Though this game, it happened to just be one of those off nights for Patty. And Team Australia, they had really costly turnovers as well. That just led to lots of USA points, right? We'll see what the winner is like tomorrow, or I guess not even tomorrow because it's like 2:30 in the morning. I guess we'll see what the winner of the next game, Slovenia France, will be in about 4.5 hours, right? And I'm excited to sort of cover that game with you. And once that game is done, I'll provide a prediction for the finals matchup. And I'm really looking forward to covering this with you guys. Anyways, what are your thoughts on this game? Were you impressed by the USA's performance? Or are you still kind of feeling a bit shaky, not sure if they're going to win the gold in the finals? Make sure to leave a comment below. Don't forget to leave a like, and just comment anything else you like in our video, and make sure to subscribe to our channel. We would really appreciate it if you could help us grow to 200 subscribers, right? That would be greatly appreciated. Don't forget to press the bell for push notifications, and make sure to follow our socials as well. Instagram, speak_. truth_sports, Twitter, Speak True Sport, and our website, speaktruesports.com, where we provide more detailed breakdowns into other various sports like NBA, NFL, MLB, etc. Right? This was a great game, and I'm really looking forward to covering more with you in the future. This is Sparsh from Speak True Sports, and I'm signing out. Take it easy, stay safe, and stay awesome.